Welcome, Hoodoo family. Thank you all for joining this video. I hope you are having an amazing day and a great Hoodoo journey. Just want to say thank you to all of my subscribers and those who have been with me since day one. I appreciate you. And I also thank all of the visitors who visit this channel. If you like traditional Hoodoo of our ancestors, I hope you will consider subscribing. Just want to give a shout out to all of those who participated in the most recent Hoodoo camp meeting, which was on September 20th. We talked about the dangers of chat GPT in spiritual work, but I also shared a technique how to find out what type of spirits and or energy is in the home. So we had a really great meeting and just amazing group of people. And I'm not just saying that. I say it because you ask such insightful and thoughtful questions. I like how you share your experiences that relates to our topic. So just a great group of people, a great time that we had. And I just appreciate everyone's interest in traditional Hoodoo. And I look forward to our next meeting in December. So today I want to talk to you about struggle Hoodoo. I know some of you are like, what in the world is struggle Hoodoo? Well, bear with me, family. Just listen up. I'm going to explain what I mean by this. And yes, it is very real. Just want to say the footage that you see in this video is from my road trip last week. I went to Birmingham, Alabama to see my daughter, and then we did a road trip over to New Orleans, Louisiana. And on the way back, we stopped in Montgomery, Alabama to finish our tour of the Legacy Museum. And once again, was blown away by how they do just a wonderful job telling the true story of our history in this nation. We also got to go to the swamp in New Orleans. We got to go to Congo Square and several other places. So the footage that you see in this video is from those trips. But in New Orleans, I couldn't help but notice something. And let me say this first. I truly love the people of New Orleans. I love the spirit that is there. They are so very different and it is wonderful. I love it. But I couldn't help but notice New Orleans has so many homeless people. Same as other cities around the nation, even here in the DMV, the Washington, D.C. area, lots of homeless people. But in New Orleans, it's different. It's very different. And Louisiana ranks up there with Mississippi and New Mexico as states with the highest poverty rate. So, I mean, that's just the reality. But outside of the homelessness, the struggle is real for a lot of people in New Orleans, especially down in the Ninth Ward. But there is a sense of community that I don't see in some of the other cities and states. There is a strong spirit of survival, creativity, and ingenuity. They gonna make a way out of no way. Their circumstances don't define or limit them. Whatever it is, they're gonna make it work, and you can see it. I love the spirit of the people in New Orleans. It was just great to be around this energy. But here's the deal. What is happening in New Orleans is also happening all across our nation right now. The struggle is real for a lot of people out here today. People are getting evicted from their homes because they can't afford the outrageous rents. People are losing their jobs because these greedy companies, they want to use AI or cheap labor so that they can have bigger profits. Y'all, it's getting ugly out here. People can't afford things anymore, barely can afford groceries. It reminds me of Marvin Gaye's song, Inner City Blues, when he sings, "This ain't living." Because it's not. People are just surviving, and it's happening everywhere. So as a result, some people are trying to learn and do hoodoo not as a hobby, but for survival. And I know something about this. I started my hoodoo journey as a hobby when I was 12 years old, but later in life, when I became a single mother of four, struggling, I started back doing it out of necessity for survival. Struggle hoodoo is different. You don't have the time or the resources to mess around. You need a win sooner rather than later. And when you're doing struggle hoodoo, it's hard to focus on things like meditating under a tree, especially when you have an eviction notice that's on the way, or your lights are about to get cut off, or when the family is hungry but there's nothing in the refrigerator but a big gallon of water. And I'm not ashamed to say that I've been there. I know how it feels. And I know that struggle hoodoo is real. Struggle hoodoo is when you are facing some serious life challenges and hardships, and you need help right now. So it's people looking for a miracle. But struggle hoodoo often misses the main points of hoodoo power because you're so consumed with your problems. And the reason I say this is because sometimes there's no true belief in hoodoo. You're just looking for a miracle. There's no faith in your ancestors. A lot of times, not even communication, because you're just starting out and you don't know these things, but you desperately need help. There's no connection with the work. There's no tapping into the spiritual side of the work. There's no consistency in the work, no effort on your part outside of the hoodoo work, just hoping and wishing. And so struggle hoodoo often brings a lot of hard lessons. There is many failures because you're rushing for instant gratification. Listen, family, if you find yourself in a position where you are having to do something like struggle hoodoo, here's some things that I want you to really heed to as you go through this. Here are some words of advice because I've been through it myself, and I hope to save you some hard lessons. But if you're in hoodoo because you're struggling, always remember to manage your expectations and remain realistic. Hoodoo is one aspect of the work that needs to be done. It's not the primary solution, meaning that you still have to get out there and do your due diligence. Leave no stone unturned in trying to help your situation. You got to help yourself too. More now than ever, when you're going through struggle hoodoo, petition your ancestors for help. And listen, be honest with them. If you've made some bad choices, own up to them. Take responsibility. Confess. Be open with them. And they will be more receptive to helping you. So if you want something to happen in the physical, give offerings to the spiritual. And I don't care if all you have is a pack of chewing gum or maybe a bowl of grits. Give it as an offering. Also, remember this. Your strongest hours will be 12 midnight to 3 a.m. in the morning. Get out of your bed. Sacrifice that time to do your work during these hours. This is the most powerful from my own experience. And also, don't have 3 and 5 different works going on at the same time. Combine your needs into one work so that you just have one ritual that you are focusing your energy on that's going to help you in multiple areas. And listen, go back and look at my video, Hoodoo Ancestor Altar and Money Ritual on a Plate. That was a video that I did that will help you a lot in this situation. And you can add different petitions to this work. Just don't include any enemy work or other left-hand works. So I'll put the link in the description as well for this video so that you can go back and maybe do this. And also work up your spirit before doing your work. Listen to your favorite music that gets your spirit going and then do your work. Speak from the depths of your soul. I can't emphasize this enough. Speak from the pain of your problem so your words have weight to them, have spirit to them. And don't do your work one at a time and think that, one time and think that that's okay. That's all that's needed. Sit back and wait. That's not how this works. It's called hoodoo work for a reason. You've got to put in the work. You have to keep on repeating your work consistently until you achieve the result. Now, let me close by saying this. I didn't do this video to offend anyone, and I hope that I haven't. That's not my intent. And I know some people will scoff at what I call struggle hoodoo, but that is the best way that I can frame it from my understanding and experience. And I stand on this, having been through it myself. So I hope this video really helps someone out there who might be going through a lot of hardships, a lot of struggles. Heed the advice that I've given here. And I certainly hope that it works for you. But family, if you'd like to learn traditional hoodoo, I do have the Hoodoo Basic Training Textbook. It's out there. It's ready to be shipped. This is a great way to get started in hoodoo with lessons. There's quizzes, there's assignments, because that hands-on work is critical when you're trying to learn hoodoo. You can't just read about it. You've got to do it. And that's why I wrote this book. I want you to build your skills one step at a time. And it does have step-by-step instructions for rituals and root spells. But I also have the Soulful Divination book, which teaches you 16 different divination methods, helping you to increase your interpretation skills and especially your intuition. Because the goal with divination is to learn the different systems, build your interpretation so that you don't need any kind of a guide. And just to let you know, I do expect to have the 2026 Hoodoo Almanac available by the end of October. But right now, I have limited copies of the 2024 Hoodoo Almanac, and I do have copies of the 2025 Hoodoo Almanac. And they have all kinds of information that you can use for any year. Just very valuable resources for hoodoo. So you can check all of this out on my website. And if you think it will be helpful to you, you can purchase. So the link is in the description there. Well, family, thank you for joining me. Until the next video, have a productive and positive hoodoo journey.